Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the AusNZ HCR2 Community Podcast. We have a cracker of an episode. We have a very, very, very cool guest who's coming on. And I've just forgotten the team name.
Misfits Uprising.
Misfits Uprising. I'm going to write that down. And I'm going to leave that in the podcast without the F word. Before we introduce our wonderful guest, who is from Misfits Uprising, so that's kind of a bit of a spoiler already. And you've heard his voice. Welcome, Pete. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm well rested. Had a nice night of sleep in my own bed. Been driving around doing what you do. Going interstate.
Adelaide trip. I heard about that. It was good. I'm glad you made it back. Yeah.
We went there and my son had his first metal gig, which was awesome. He loved it.
Oh, wow. Cool. Fantastic. Very cool. Yeah.
It was an all-ages event, but it was basically just a normal one. There was so much swearing, alcohol, all that stuff.
Well, they usually put a tag over you if you're underage or overage, so then you can get drinks.
There was none of that.
Oh, none of that. Oh, okay.
Didn't even check our tickets as we walked through the door.
Yeah, it's Adelaide. No one's gonna. Relax security. It's Adelaide. Yeah, no one cares. Welcome, JR.
Thank you. How are you both?
Yeah, doing well.
I'm doing well too. And I just wanted to share quickly. I just recorded my first solo podcast.
Oh, ooh. You're going to have to share it with us.
No. Who were you talking to?
Myself. Okay, here's the thing. Just quickly.
Myself and I.
Yeah, this is a homework. This is a homework for my podcast training. Okay, so I had to pick a topic and, just record myself talking about it and all that. Can you guess how long my first solo podcast is?
22 and a half minutes.
15 minutes and 30 seconds.
It was 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes short. What the hell?
It was 5 minutes long.
If it was 2 minutes shorter, you could have made it a YouTube short. You know that.
And I've been, hosting with you for the past 3 years. And what the hell am I doing a 3-minute podcast? So my coach told me I have to revise it. I have to speak to my audience who are Filipinos, and at the back of my head, how are Eva and Pete going to listen to this?
With our ears.
With a translator.
Oh my god. Okay, moving on. Eva,
moving on.
How are you and what's going on with you?
I'm doing really well. I've joined a study, which is really good. And they're going to help me with ongoing maintenance and all that other stuff. So it's good. I'm really happy about that. I've lost a bit of weight already. So 5 weeks in, I've lost some weight, which is great.
Nice.
And yeah, just getting on top of life again. So enjoying it.
Woo.
Enjoying it. Yeah. So let's introduce
Who's our guest?
and he's from
Oh my god.
Did you forget?
Misfits something.
Uprising.
Misfits Uprising.
He's from Misfits
Uprising. I didn't write it down because I got sidetracked with something else. This is what happens. I'm actually I'm gonna go right click text document Misfits Uprising. And now I don't need to write it down, but it is written down. There you go. So welcome to the podcast, Keif Cheif from Misfits Uprising.
G'day, mates. It's nice to meet you all.
Yeah, who is a pit crew member, a mod. So you can now ask him, being a soft mod, so you can now ask him to unban you.
Yeah. Write it in the comments. If he's wronged you, let us know.
Yes.
No,
and we will
bend the knee easy.
We jest. No one can be unbanned. It's just not possible. If you were banned for a reason, and you shouldn't have done what you did. But if you're listening, we'll give it a good go. Oh, jeez. So, tell us.
You know what, Eva? If they like and subscribe the podcast,
Yes.
they'll be undone.
We'll give them a good go, but we want proof. We want proof that they've liked and subscribed. No, all good. So, give us a bit of background, Keif. What's how long have you been playing HCR 1 and 2, and what's the history?
I've known about the hill climb racing games for a while. I remember playing hill climb racing 1 as a kid. I remember liking rally car and super off road and motocross, all the meta vehicles for farming coins.
Hang on, as a kid, it wasn't out that long ago, was it?
Pete.
How long ago? This is ancient history for you. How old was I? I had to be like 11, 12, something like that. I wasn't too old.
Yeah, because HCR 1 came out almost 14 years ago now.
Jeez, yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyway, so you played HCR 1. When did you start playing HCR 2?
I've had 2 go-arounds with hill climb racing too. First one was some odd years ago. I couldn't tell you how long ago. I think it was before COVID started, and I played for maybe 4 days, and then seasons reset, and I got upset that I lost all my progress on the trophy road because I didn't know that seasons reset at the end of the month. I got a bit miffed at that. I won't lie. I got a bit miffed at that.
No.
And my most recent run through with Hill Climb Racing 2 started. It was April, sometime early to mid-April. I took a break from another video game, and I wanted to see what Hill Climb Racing 2 was up to again. And I can tell you it's been up to a lot, and it's been up to enough to where I've stuck with it for the past year and put in, not proud to admit it, roughly 30 hours a week playing this game.
Yep, it's easy to do.
Yep.
There's definitely a lot of things to do in the game, that's for sure.
I've been through 2 teams so far. First one was Screen Warriors. I was part of that team for maybe 2 months. Team's still around. It's fallen down to Division 7 though. The team died out because the leader didn't really know how to run a team. I'll be honest, he was like an 11-year-old kid. He didn't know what he was doing, and I didn't feel like stepping up to be a team leader for a team down in the bottom ranks. So I wanted to, I guess, promote myself. I worked hard, got my GP up to around 3K, which is when I joined Misfit Uprising. They're a great team. They're very family friendly. It's like a big family. There's lore that goes back some years for the team. A lot of these mainstay members have known each other for a long time from previous teams, and they've all stuck with each other through different teams to the one that we're all currently at now.
Cool. Well, I must say, the people we have on that have been on one team for most of their playing career are the ones that have the most interesting stories, because they're committed to a bunch of people, and they have a very strong sense of being
sense of family.
Sense of family. Yeah. No, it's very cool. It's very cool. Oh, that's good to hear. So, what was your little journey with becoming a mod? Why did you put your hand up? I mean, come on, that's a big responsibility. It's a big task at hand.
It is. It is a big. It's a lot. Being a mod for the server is a lot. Not as much as I was anticipating it was going to be, because there's some times where the server's not too active. Like, I've seen a couple times from the time that I'm just like scrolling through my phone, check the server, play the game a bit, scroll through my phone, check the server. There's been times where there's no messages sent for around about like a 2 hour time period. So I don't need to worry and check it nearly as often sometimes. But as for why I put my hand out, I have prior and current moderation experience in another Discord server for a Borderlands content creator. Borderlands is like a first-person looter shooter game. They're coming out with a fourth installment of the game. Should be this year, either this year or next year. They're coming out with a fourth installment of the main series of the game. And I was a moderator for that content creator's server for about, when did it start? 2022? For maybe a year and a half. Yep. I was a moderator for their server for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And I thought, I think I want to, again, try to promote myself and see if I can handle a server of much larger size with more moderators and that's more strictly run. And I think I got there. I'm part of the moderation team, part of the pit crew team. Get to know some of the moderators a bit more. Mostly Cobra. Cobra's awesome. He likes metal, all the same that I do, which is great. It's nice to get to know more about Pete too, because he also likes metal, and I can relate to him in a sense with food and barbecue, because he likes smoked meats all the same that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, I have 2 racks of beef back ribs on the smoker right now.
Nice. I've got
Inviting
some beef
us?
cheeks in the fridge.
If you can fly over here in time, sure.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
How long are you smoking them for?
Beef back ribs, you don't want to smoke them for like as long as you'd say a brisket or pork shoulder. Those cuts would go for upwards of 12, 14, maybe even 16 hours, depending on what style you're doing them. Beef back ribs are smoked for maybe 5 to 6 hours for like to still have some bite of the meat off the bone instead of all the meat falling off the bone. Because some people like a bite to their meat, other people just like chewing on like, what would it be?
Gnawing at the bone. I've seen it. They grab the bone.
Yeah.
And they
some people like to gnaw on the bone. Some people
Yeah.
like meat jello in their mouth, where it's just so tender, it just falls apart. Some people like it both ways.
Yeah. No,
I like it. I like it falling off. That's how I like it when they're ribs.
I don't
like
smoke
ribs.
meat.
I like ribs better than other cuts of meat.
For beef ribs or pork ribs?
Pork ribs. Maybe back ribs.
Pork ribs?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're good. They work well with a lot of sweet undertones.
You know what I do after I eat a slab of ribs? I arrange the ribs on my plate.
You try to put them back together.
Yeah, I do.
God. Yeah, you can't resurrect the after you've eaten the meat. You can't resurrect the pig. It's gone. It's definitely gone.
I don't know, for some reason, every time I eat ribs, I just do that. Okay. Now you know something odd about me.
Like to put barbecue sauce on your ribs?
Yes. A little bit spicy. I like it a little spicy. What side dish do you make with your ribs?
I usually let my mom handle the side dishes. I like doing the meats, but if it's going to be a side dish, and I'm making it, it's going to be just rice. Rice and fruit as the side.
I love coleslaw.
She, however, made coleslaw and baked beans and bacon to go along with the ribs.
Yeah, good coleslaw is always good to find. It's just yeah. Well, let's not talk about potato salad because
oh my god,
my girlfriend makes potato salad, and apparently she loves me, but not enough. Because she'll make the potato salad for her brother without bacon because he's Muslim. And she'll make the potato salad with peas and corn, and she knows I hate peas, but she won't make the potato salad without peas for me. So she loves me, but not. There's not enough pea love to stop putting peas in her potato salad. So
Enough pea love.
yes. So she loves me just enough, but not that much. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I still give her shit about it. But no, it's one of those things. Anyway, now I'm hungry.
Me too.
Almost
I've been
lunchtime.
thinking about the ribs ever since I put them on the smoker. I can't wait to take them off and take a bite, man.
You need to send us a picture.
I
Just
absolutely
before
will.
we-
I'll send you a picture and I'll send some to your guys' PO box.
Oh,
Yes,
very nice.
please.
Yeah, just send us the empty rib cases so we can recreate the pig like JR does. Yeah.
Hang on, isn't it beef? Beef ribs?
Beef
Or is it
ribs.
pork?
Yeah.
So we're not recreating any
Big baby
pigs.
back racks of beef ribs.
Okay, so
Hmm.
we're going to recreate a cow when we get the ribs here. So before we start into asking you some questions and other bits and pieces, there was an update to the game only recently. A very small update. It went kind of under the radar, and there was 3 new cup tracks. And for a bit of fun, what we decided to do was we were going to rate these cup tracks. So each one of us got a cup track, and we've recorded us playing the cup track. And we're going to talk about each cup track. So who wants to go first?
I think you do, seeing as you brought it up.
Fine.
Talked about it,
Fine.
so he brought it up. He must want to be the one to talk about it first.
Exactly.
There's 3 cup tracks. So one of them is a kilometre track called Dyer Drive. It's in the Cuptown. Sorry, not the Cuptown. It's in the Canyon Adventure style, and it has lots of fuel in it, which is really cool. And then there's 2 ice tracks. One is called One Does Not Simply, and the other one is called Ice Era. So I decided I was going to do Ice Era because I've done what I thought was a really good fast number using the monster truck, and sadly it's not, because when I did it, it was about 50th, and since then it's gone to about 200th. But I will post a video of me going faster than my last event, and I might just quickly talk about that. I think the track's really cool. There's a few different ways you can run through the track.
Isn't there lots of fuels, or is that the other track?
That's the other track. That's the
Sticks and pedals cup.
yeah. So it's got a few different routes that you can take, with either going up high and over or going through the thing. I was using the monster truck with wings, nitro, afterburner, and start boost, and you fly up and basically go over the entire track. You'll see it in the video. There's a couple of failed starts. I'm talking through the failed starts at the moment, but you can basically bounce over the track, and then a gust of wind will pick you up and drag you across the line. It's quite a cool little track. If you go under, the track is extremely difficult. There's lots of places to get, bounce your head off stuff, and there's lots of places you can, basically stop dead as you hit something. So I managed a good 10.7 seconds, which is 2 seconds off the top speed, top time, and I think the fastest speed I've seen is, I'm not saying he's cheating, but he's faster than me, so he must be cheating. No, he's not cheating. It's a really, really good run. So yeah, it's a fun track. I've never done one of these type of things before, so I'm kind of running out of words to say. But no, it's definitely a fun track and very, very, very excruciating if you get it wrong. And there's lots of places to get it wrong because there's lots of places to hit your head. So that's Ice Era. Who wants to go next? Have you played Ice Era, Keif?
I haven't gone through going through it as a speed run yet. It's a new cup,
Yep.
so I'm trying to take advantage of it in the sense of I can more reliably keep my win streaks going to get more cups per first place.
Yeah,
It gives
fair
me
enough.
that opportunity. I'm always going to
Fair enough.
utilize these new cups to my advantage to progress further and faster.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mm.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm all about optimization with this game.
Yeah,
I've
you have to be.
got it
You have
down.
to be. Well, what's your GP
Oh.
level at roughly?
So before the most recent FCU, for those that don't know, FCU is Faster Chest Unlock weekend. It's an event that takes place on the first weekend of every month. Before the most recent FCU, I was at a flat 10,000 GP. Perfect
Yep.
number. And then I got a new part. It was a legendary part, which is awesome. It was for Bolt, which is awesome because it's the new vehicle. My GP isn't a flat 10,000 anymore. It's 10,004. And I'm not going to change that number until the Hoverbike Mastery comes out next.
Yep. Fair enough. No, cool. All right. Who wants to go
So
next?
10,004 in how long? Just over a year.
Yeah, just over a year. Yeah.
Crazy.
Mhm.
Fast.
In that
Even
same amount of
faster.
time, I've also earned. I put in a data request through the support website. I found the article for it, put in a data request. I was sent over through email all my player statistics. I found how many coins I've earned in my time of playing and how many gems as well. For coins,
Yeah.
it's 167 million coins earned in my time of playing so far, and round about 40,000 gems.
I didn't
So-
even know you could do that.
How many?
Oh yeah.
How many gems? How many coins do you have left now?
Right now, since I'm saving up for the next batch of masteries that are coming out, that's when I'm going to max the tunes on all those vehicles that have upcoming masteries.
Yep.
But right now I have about 22, maybe 23 million coins saved.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Because I did a statistic when Mastery started, I had 130 million coins. This is on the main account, and we're now, kind of halfway through, or just over halfway through, and I only have 118 million left. But there's 4 million a vehicle. There's 17 vehicles. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Before masteries were a thing, it was roughly 300 million coins to max your account. But with these 3 new vehicles that have come in the past 8 months with Raider, Glider, and Bolt, and as well as all these masteries being introduced, the new theoretical maximum number of coins necessary to max your account is well over 420 million.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
It's a journey to get that far.
yeah,
A big
for
journey.
sure. Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I suppose I should go next with the cups.
Yeah.
Thing is,
If you want.
my track is also in the same cup track. What do you call them? Event? I don't know.
Yep. Cup
I'm
event.
going to do the one does not simply walk into
Yep.
Mordor. I mean, no, one does not simply. Yeah, this track I did it with the rotator because it just seemed like the logical thing to do looking at the leaderboards. And it does look like it's built for the rotator because you got the ceiling going up and then down. And
Yeah,
then
I saw that. I saw your run in the video.
Yeah.
I was
It's
pretty.
pretty cool. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Except for
yeah,
the start bit where you get those stupid geysers or whatever they're called, lava
I
spurts
have
up
a
at you
funny
and stops
feeling.
you.
I have a funny feeling that if you timed,
The nitro.
no, not the nitro. If you timed the start, you know how sometimes with some tracks you can you count down to 3 and then you start the game, then you start the run,
Oh,
you
yeah,
get
there's a trick to it.
and you get that gust of wind or whatever. I think there's a trick to it, but I
Yeah.
haven't spent enough time to work out what it is.
No, me either. I've seen people do it. I know it can be done, but I haven't worked out how yet.
Yep.
And I've also seen the top of the leaderboard where people are using 4 parts on the rotator. So that's not a thing yet.
Well, yeah.
That starts like
Naughty.
in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
okay. They can do what they want.
Yep. And have you checked what time it is you've gotten and whereabouts you are?
Yes, I have. So I got a nice little 18.1 second score.
Yep.
And the tippy top is obviously a cheater, but they've got 12 seconds. So
Oh my
I'm
God.
not too far behind.
No.
And my placing is 2,927th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, I think.
No, that's right. That's right.
Let's
I
check
have a funny
in
feeling.
differences.
I have a funny feeling there is a trick to the start.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
But you know, like everything, it's one of those things. You just got to find what it is and work out what works for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So parts I was using were Start Boost, Nitro,
Yep.
and Magnet.
Yep.
Yeah, it just helps
No,
with
cool.
getting the extra fuel to boost yourself up into the next ceiling, I suppose, so you can drive on the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah, good fun track. Do recommend.
No, very cool. Very
Made
cool.
it look
How about
easy.
you, Jack Rabbit?
So
Thank
so
you.
for the purpose of this experiment, I had a run with gear sticks and pedals using the rock bouncer, and my time is 57 seconds.
Nice.
I think it's a very cool track, and I like it very much because it's a new 1 kilometer track, which is great. We
Yep.
don't have that very often.
Yep.
So I wanted to know if Eva and Pete would have a go at this if they could get around 45 seconds.
Too late.
Like, why? How many seconds did you get? Huh?
Let me have a look. Because
And
I
for
was.
for
I
my
used.
what did you use?
I think I used the. Just scrolling down. Sorry.
Well, I got
Trial.
53 seconds with the rock bouncer, but I
I was
haven't
using.
had a good nudge.
I was using Rock Bouncer, and I got 49.7.
Yeah, I haven't had a good
Yeah.
nudge of it yet.
Yeah, 49.7. So, and I was using more than likely Wings Afterburner, Wheelie Boost, and Nitro. That's my speed run. That's usually my speed run setup for the Rock Bouncer. Yep. So what do I have to beat?
Just quickly, I forgot to mention something on the Wonders Not Simply track.
Yeah.
At the 146 meter mark, there's a little wall painting. It looks like 4 aliens in like spacesuits
Yes.
with the moon cycle. I thought
Yes.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff in the background. It's
Yeah.
no, definitely
You
very
don't really
I
see it
wonder.
unless you're paying attention.
Yeah.
or you're going very slow.
That was
I
me. Yeah.
wonder whose idea was that.
Or you're going very slow. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
in
no, that's
amongst, like, it's near 2 lava pits, so you can't really stop and have a look at it properly.
yeah, have a look at it. Yeah.
While we are talking about updates, I would like to know your thoughts about the new update, Miner's Delight. What do you think
What is
about
it?
it?
I don't know what it is.
It's a mini
I've
game.
yeah, it looks a bit. I think Keith, you talked about this. Was it you that talked about this in the server about it being a bit more?
Quite a few people have talked about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please share your thoughts.
and how? Yeah, what are your thoughts? I mean, I'm happy to share mine, but yeah,
I'm in agreement with most of the people that have put in suggestions to remove it. I'm in agreement with them on that front. It's a bit too similar to what gambling is. I don't like that. I also don't like how few rewards you would get for it in exchange for your gems, considering,
Mhm, mhm,
FCU was just last weekend. You'd much rather use up all your gems on that, get at least 600,000 coins per chest cycle. It's
yeah,
much more
yeah, yeah,
value out of your
mhm,
gems to play
mhm,
FCU than to use them
mhm,
anywhere else in the game.
yeah, yeah,
mhm.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
how many gems
So
do you need to use?
Well, there was a video by Verishak, and I think he used about 12 or 1300 gems.
Wow,
I've seen people use 1,000. I've seen some people use 2,300. I think it was Verishak's video. He used, I don't know. It might be this number exactly. 2,354 gems that he
Yeah,
used.
that's it. It was more than 1200. Yeah, so there's about and that's a lot of gems.
Yeah.
Mhm,
And he outlined what he got for it. In terms of the coins and the skins and everything else, but I couldn't see the value in it. So yeah, I don't know. I couldn't see the value in it, but maybe it's just a trial that they're doing because it is only a once off at the moment. But yeah,
I have a feeling that if it started on the weekend, that it's going to be a mainstay event that will happen every weekend, unfortunately, because the timer of it starting is the exact same time that FCU would start and 2x XP would start. And it's going to
yeah,
carry on for what would it be, 2.5 days
yeah,
until 2 p.m., 2.5 days later.
yep, yeah. Okay, interesting.
I
Very
hope it doesn't become a mainstay. I really hope they don't keep it around. It's not worthwhile for your gems, and it's not a good look for what the future of the game could be if
Mm,
gambling and gacha is going to be part of the future of hill climb racing too. I don't agree with it personally.
yeah, okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, definitely. Interesting.
Is it
Interesting.
now?
Yeah, I because I read your comment in that I'm not sure which forum it was, which server it was. I'm on a fair few servers, um,
I'm
and
in
I was
three,
like,
right? I'm in three. It was
yeah,
the main hill climb racing Discord server. It was my
yep,
suggestion that was put in along with Aim's suggestion and others, and it was in agreement that it's just not a good look for the game, and it's not a good event to put into the game.
yeah. So no, I'm in agreement. So I think it's I haven't played it at all, and I probably won't, but I just can't see the point of it. Um, you know, I can't see the point of it, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know where it's come from. I just don't get the background to it, but that's okay. We're not game developers. We're not game developers, but
Very true.
we are game
if you
players.
if
Um,
you could put a little bit of changes to this, since it's already here, what would be like a good value to your gems if you could do some changes on this?
well, I honestly think if you wanted to use that sort of system, I wouldn't use gems as
Mm.
the
the
currency.
currency. Yeah.
Mm.
Real currency.
I would use coins as a currency because there's lots of people with coins that have nothing to do with that can't do anything with coins. and for them, it might be something that they could play with and have a bit of fun with. But it's not going to bankrupt them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I still see the gambling aspect of it that just needs to be addressed.
I think it could be a good way to utilize a lot of extra coins that players have to get gems. If you have millions and millions of excess coins, it would be a way for you to, say, exchange your coins for gems by spending coins to do the reroll, and and a couple of the rewards at a low rate of success being gems. Coins are much more easy to get a hold of. There's no direct like real world monetary cost of the coins like there is for gems.
Yeah, other than time and time in the game, if you know what I mean. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
If they're going to increase the value, if they're going to increase the value of it, it needs to be comparable to FCU in some sense, because in half of the number of gems, less than half of the number of gems that Vereshak used for his rolls of Miner's Delight, you could very easily get 600,000, if not 700,000 or more coins in a single run in a single chest cycle of FCU.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's a whole lot of merit to doing a cup run and, getting to the 50,000 cup points in a month. And
even beyond that, if you have the premium pass and maxing out your season chests.
Yeah. If you're on premium pass, then it's definitely worth. If you are farming for coins and farming for parts and everything else, then that is the way to do it. Spending time in the game, doing cups, and having premium pass will get you a reasonable reward for a little outlay. But yeah, spending 2,000 gems to do that, I just don't see the value as well.
Usually because gems is a way to double your XP. They're very valuable.
Yeah. I'd rather spend it that way.
I don't even use my gems for that.
Really?
Farming XP isn't a priority in my mind.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's the way I see it. It's not creating new resources. It's just it's a way to accrue a resource that you'll already get anyways by using a more valuable resource.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I have the same view on using gems to speed up the scrapper as well. You're not creating new resources. You're turning one resource into another at the cost of a more valuable resource.
Yeah, for sure.
Given enough time, you'll get through all of your excess parts, and given enough time, you will amass a very large amount of scrap if you choose to not, use it on upgrading parts. But where FCU is different in this is that you are using a premium currency to get a large quantity of currency that can be used to upgrade your vehicles.
Yep.
It's creating use for you out of thin air, more or less, at the cost of real world time.
Indeed. All right. That's a very deep conversation we're having. But yeah, it does need to be said. So Fingersoft, if you're listening, which we know you are, I think you need to do something about this. So,
Please don't let this be the vision for your game. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with this vision.
Well, there's a few people that don't agree with the vision, so yeah.
I hope they listen. I do.
Yep.
I haven't had a chance to have a look at it yet because I've been away. I only just saw it pop up this morning. I'm like, what?
You were driving. Yeah, what's this? Yeah.
Look at it. It'll hurt your eyes. Avert your eyes, Pete. Don't even look at it.
Yep, I'm not going to. I might check out that video just to see what it is about, but I'm not spending any gems on that stuff. No way.
You're a smart man.
Alrighty. So, do we start?
I question before we
Yeah,
start.
go on. Yeah, sure.
I haven't seen this question or being asked in from the community, but I have a question for Keif. You play a lot, you moderate a lot. So my question is, which of the two do you enjoy the most?
I definitely enjoy playing the game more, and in time that I want to take a little break from the game, like an hour or two away from the game, I'll jump over to the server and moderate that. I'll jump back and forth between the two, but I do prefer playing the game more than moderating the server. But that's not to say I don't like moderating the server. It's great to get to know all the mods. It's great to get to know all the people in the server. It's great to be able to help out players that are looking to progress faster and want to know the right way to go about progressing faster, whether that's through the right way to spend your gems, the right vehicle to use for cups, the right setups to use for adventure. It's great to have that opportunity to help players, but
Yeah,
I do still
indeed.
prefer playing the game as opposed to moderating the server.
So moderate in moderation.
And I see you do it a lot of times.
Oh yeah, I won't say how many hours my phone screen is on, but it's double what the normal work week is.
So,
That's my normal screen time weekly.
so what you're saying
I-
is you're moderating and your phone screen time is more than Pete's beard scratching time.
Yes. Yes. If he's picking at his chin for like 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, I'm moderating the server and playing Hill Climb Racing 2 together more than the amount of time he spent picking his beard.
Well, he come out and said it was 17 hours a day.
when did I
He,
say that?
It was in the show. Was it 17? That was 13, 4, no, 7. I think it was 17. And I said that he does it while he sleeps as well.
Yeah, the time that he doesn't have a steering wheel in his hand or a fork putting food in his mouth, he's picking his beard. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes
And
I'll
while
do
sleeping.
both.
He's a multitasker. That's great.
Yeah, definitely.
I have another question. Um, since you were promoted to an FS mod, and I think I would like to ask the same question to Pete and Eva. Have you all had a weird DM asking about how you became a mod or a pit crew? Keith, have you had any?
Yes, several,
Well,
several. I
tell us what it says, how you were asked.
do I still have the chats open? I usually close the chats that I don't message people in anymore. They're all closed. It's too much clutter on my screen. I don't like seeing all those open chats. It's mostly like it's usually kids asking, "Hey, how did you become a moderator? Hey, what's pit crew? Hey, what's this? Hey, how long have you been in the server? Hey, how old do you have to be a moderator or be a member of the pit crew?" It's all in the frequently asked questions channel in the main server, and I also send them a screenshot of what Cyberbill says when we do the star pit command for people that have questions about how can I be a pit crew. It's through dedication to building a good community, or well, that's pretty much it. Just dedication to building a good community and doing something positive for the game for an extended period of time. With moderation of the server comes pit crew, and I'm sure that anybody who's been in the server has noticed that. Anybody with a yellow name also has the blue pit crew tag with them as well. And being moderator, just it comes along with pit crew naturally, because it's kind of like a quote unquote payment or reimbursement for your time spent in the community. That's how I like to think about it.
What about you, Eva? Have you had some funny or weird message?
I've had a couple of people say, congratulations and all that sort of stuff, but there were a couple that said, hey, you haven't posted much in the server. How did you become a mod? I just went,
It's like they questioning your.
yeah. I said, well, mod was always something that I thought I could do because I used to moderate a very large website. And I was a soft moderator on the large website. I had moderator status, but it was always soft moderation. I would quote people and just say, hey, take this back a notch or two, or, can you do something about this, or, maybe you could rephrase this. And, so I was always a bit on the softer side of the moderation as opposed to deleting stuff. And I just thought, oh, that'd be pretty cool. And, the podcast got us closer and all that sort of stuff as well. So I just thought it'd be nice to be able to do both. The podcast, do this, do the moderation and everything else. And, I had some life issues that kind of got in the way. That kind of got in the way, which is why I decided to just take a step back and do a little bit less. And to be honest, moderation was the last thing on the list that was added, and for me, it was the first thing on the list that I could easily say thanks, but no thanks, and move on. So yeah. So, but in saying that, I loved not the power, not the I can do anything power, but it was just having that
You're the
top-down
finger
view,
of God in the server.
having that top-down view of the server and everything else was just really cool. And I know we have that with our own server. The not so much the AusNZ server, but the podcast server is our server, and we can look down on it and that sort of stuff. But it always felt a bit small, and to see it on such a grander scale was amazing. And every time I went into a thread and I thought, oh, I'll go and moderate this thread, Keif had been there before me.
Yep.
So
I'm
I'm like,
everywhere all at once.
yeah, and I'm like, fine, I'll just go into. Oh, but he's been there too. Oh, shit! He just moderated that. Okay, I'll do. Oh, that's been done too. I'm
Not
like,
me doing it, and then it's Cobra too. I've noticed he's taken a little bit of a step back from moderating since
I'll just sit back and do nothing. I'll just watch everybody do it. So yeah, no, I thought it was in very good hands. And yeah, so yeah, I had a couple of people ask me some weird questions, but no, it was all pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Pete? Any stories to share about it?
No, not really. I haven't had any weird messages. I've had
have
like
your
the
DMs
occasional
turned off by chance?
congratulations, but no weird
Oh,
ones.
weird ones. Oh,
No, my DMs
okay.
are open.
I'll share one. I have a surprising DM. First it was a friend request, and then started to send a message. The question is, how did you become pit crew? How? Repeatedly ask me how. It's like asking, how on earth did you become pit crew? Because you're not a well-known person in the community. Well, I just said that. Have you heard of the OzNZ podcast? So yeah, he said he heard it from the community, but he hasn't listened to it. And I said, "Oh, listen to the OzNC podcast." That's it.
And you'll
That's how
see why.
Yep, that's it.
And make sure you scroll back and see how many episodes.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Exactly.
This is epic. We have JR has
Shameless
stepped up.
self-moderating,
Yeah,
self-promoting
In
rather.
private.
Oh, jeez. Anyway,
Question for Keif. You say
Lay it on me.
you spend a lot on moderating. What's the latest you've been up in midweek moderating the server?
Good question. Good question that I know the answer to, and I'm not proud to say it. Oh, probably 4 a.m. PST.
wow.
And did you have work or school the next day?
I was going to have work, but I called the boss at normal time, 6:30, because the day before I didn't go to work because it was a Sunday, and I called Monday morning asking, hey, we didn't have a lot going on last weekend. Should I even bother coming into work? And he says, no, you don't have to go into work. So that was the excuse to stay up until 4 a.m. watching the server and chatting with Shroom, because that's about what, noon for him. He's waking up around midnight my time, which is around 8 a.m. his time. I get the opportunity to chat with him a bit, chat with David a bit. It's a little bit of a different world from comparing moderating in my time zone versus moderating in the time zone that the community managers and the time that like Europe is awake. It's a completely different feel, I guess, because it's all different people.
Yeah.
It's people that I don't get to interact with often because they're not awake when I'm awake, and when they're awake, I'm not awake.
Yeah, it's funny. My ex-wife worked for Dow Jones, which is a information company, news company back in the UK. She worked them for 4 years, and she was rest of world. So she looked after marketing communications for rest of world, which was anything outside of the US. So her day was virtually 18 to 19 hours long as the different communities come online and went offline. So she would be ready to fix something, for 18 to 19 hours a day. And I was just like, how did you do that? And she goes, well, they paid well. They
She
paid
better
well.
be getting a lot of overtime for that.
Yeah, and the other thing was she did 9-day fortnights while living in London. So every second weekend, so once a month, she would basically take off for the weekend and go to a different country. So she ended up getting to 50 countries, in a very short time living in London. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry, we should probably start asking questions.
Yeah, I'm having fun doing this. But I don't have any other questions personally, so we'll probably should get into the
let's start the
community.
questions. Yeah. So I'll go first. I'm going to go first this time. I said the F word as well, so
You're gonna go first, like all other times.
So this is a question from Hyped. Thanks for the question, Hyped. Thanks for listening. He said, "Do you like Chief Keif?"
Spelt differently, of
That
course.
guy, yeah, that guy. He's a rapper. I'm not into rap as my chosen genre of music. I like metal, more specifically a subgenre called Fall. But that's probably that guy is probably where my nickname came from, since it started in middle school. Yeah, I don't know all too much about him, but I'm sure he's a fine guy. I just don't know all too much about him, and I'm not too familiar with his music.
Well, he's got to be a nice guy. He just raps presents. You said he's a rapper.
Yeah.
He
raps bundles of green, brother.
Sorry, it's very. I'm terrible dad jokes. Sorry. Pete, you want to go next?
Sure. This one is from Tessa. It says, "Hi Keith, you seem to like cooking. What's your favorite kind of food?"
This will fall between two different categories, either smoked meats or breakfast foods. I love breakfast.
Ooh.
Anything, pancakes, sausages, eggs, bacon, any waffles, anything like that. But my all-time favorite breakfast food is chicken fried steak or country fried steak, depending on where you live. It's usually a leaner, tougher cut of meat, that's tenderized, and then it's breaded like fried chicken, and then it's deep fried. And it's almost always topped with some kind of sausage gravy.
That's a breakfast?
Yes, that is a breakfast. It's very common in the United States. It's a very, is it Southern? I think it's a Southern
It
breakfast
sounds like it's
item.
Southern.
Anything
Oh
deep
yeah,
fried sounds southern.
Yeah.
it's really good. Oh yeah, fried chicken, dude. Deep fried catfish. You haven't had good deep fried catfish until
I'm
you've been
so
to the
glad you
Southern
said
United
fish.
States. Deep fried
Deep
cat.
fried cat fish.
Oh my god.
Pete.
I didn't say it, it was Keif.
I didn't say it either. If you heard just cat, that's Discord's fault. Discord's cutting out on me. But yeah, it's
boy.
either between breakfast foods, specifically country fried steak or chicken fried steak, depending on where you're at, or smoked meats. I love pulled pork. I love brisket, tri-tip, ribs, smoked chicken. It's all great. Smoked salmon is awesome. I don't do it though because it's way too delicate of a protein to work with.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's delicious, but there's no way I can do it.
I remember the first time I ever bought tuna, raw tuna, and thought I'll just, lightly give it a sear on both sides and then, serve it on a plate with some stuff. I cooked it for like a minute too long. And then I looked at it and went, it's just gone grey. And I'm like, what?
Oh
It's
no.
lost all its pink. It's lost all its pink. It's just gone grey. That looks disgusting. And then I thought, hang on, that's what you get when you open a can of tuna. So
Yeah, if you can do seared ahi tuna the right way, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. So no, I stuffed it. It was probably about a minute and a half too long, and I was like, oh, what a waste, because it was really good tuna. But anyway, I learnt.
You could make tuna salad sandwiches if it doesn't turn out right. You could always cook it a bit longer and make tuna salad sandwiches with it. Add some mayo, salt, pepper, hard-boiled eggs chopped up in it. You can always try to reutilize a failed meal and turn it into something
Oh
else.
yeah, no. We still ate it. It was very nice. I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah.
it was ruined. It was just I wanted some pink in it. I really wanted some pink in it, and a little bit of soy, and it was just going to be just right. And I stuffed it.
It happens. If you've never done it
Easy to
before,
do.
expect some mistakes to happen along the way.
Yeah,
Practice makes better.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. JR, your turn.
Yeah, here are some questions from FS David. Thank you for these questions, David. We all know
David.
you're an amazing chef, but what is your favorite dish? Is his first question.
My best dish that I've come up with is probably my chili recipe.
They look
Takes
amazing.
it takes roughly
so good.
6, maybe 8 hours to make if I'm doing it correctly and taking the time to do it the right way and follow all the steps correctly. When I first tried making that recipe, or when I first created that recipe, it was drastically different from what it is now. But way back then, almost 2 years ago, when I first made it, the meat, the chuck roast that I would use was completely shredded and fallen apart to where it was just like shredded meat soup with beans, vegetables, and sausage in it. Now it's diced up meat after it's been cooked in the broth with chunks of sausage and vegetables, and I use beef bones in it, and I've started adding dark chocolate to it. I'm making the recipe more complex and making the flavors more complex, and it ends up with a much higher quality dish when it's done.
It's 11 o'clock here in the afternoon, in the morning, and I haven't eaten breakfast. And the more you talk about food, the more I'm
The
just going
hungrier you
to
get.
The hungrier I get.
Chili on an omelet would do you some good right now.
Oh,
A really
no,
nice,
no.
rich chili on an omelet would do you some
You
good.
had me at that deep fried steak. Oh, sorry.
That's also
All right.
good. If you can find a place in Aussieland that can make a good chicken fried steak, I highly recommend it. Or even giving it a crack at home. It's not too difficult to do. It's really not.
I don't deep fry anything, unfortunately. And I don't air fry anything either. But I generally don't deep fry anything or fry anything at all. Even if I'm doing eggs, I'll put them in a pan with like a smallest of the smallest of smears of oil across the pan. So I'm hungry now. Okay, sorry, we need to keep moving. I'm hungry.
Yeah. No, we're staying on this topic. Suck it up. Sorry.
I think he wants to. That's the problem.
It's too
How
easy to
did
get
you?
lost in discussion about food. It's really
Yeah.
easy to get lost in that food discussion.
I want to know how you developed your cooking ability. Did you go to a culinary school, or your mom made you stay in the kitchen for a long time?
Culinary school? No. I've
Mhm.
heard from my coworkers at the meat department I used to work at. A couple of them were also used to be cooks, and we had cooks that would work right next to us in the kitchen. All of them said culinary school for them was just it was a big waste of time. You can
Yeah.
develop all those same skills without an instructor breathing down your neck at home from the internet. And
Mhm.
a lot of the skills that I've picked up are from just my own research and my own experience, as well as help from my neighbor who lives up the street from me. He got me into smoking a lot of meats, and he's been kind of like my quote unquote guinea pig for a lot of food that I make.
Yeah.
I run it by him because I know he has a good palate, and he'll tell me outright if it's good or bad, or if there's something that needs to change. But it's mostly come from my mom, my own experiences, and advice from my neighbor. That's where I picked up, and the internet. That's where I picked up a lot of my skills and techniques and my ideas for recipes.
That's a really good way to learn. Very
hmm
cool. Another question from David is, what is your favorite type of cheese?
So, because I'm American, I can't say that I like any other cheese more than American cheese because I'm American, right? But it's not like the Kraft American cheese. I don't like that. It's too rubbery. You know the singles Kraft squares that are all
Yeah.
individually wrapped in plastic. They suck.
Mhm.
I don't like them.
Mhm.
Good American cheese comes from quality deli brands like Boar's Head or Primo, which are two that are commonly in my area of. Am I allowed to say my city
Yeah, if you want.
or
Yeah, if
my
you want to.
county?
Yeah.
I live in San Diego. I'm all the way down at the bottom of California in San Diego. We have Albertsons everywhere and Boar's Head deli meats everywhere. So you can find quality American cheese at Albertsons and at some street corners as well. There's some liquor stores that sell Boar's Head deli meats, but the Boar's Head white American cheese and the Primo white American cheese are so good. They're creamy. They have nutty undertones. They're great for melting on burgers. They're great for mac and cheese, baked mac and cheese, or just stovetop mac and cheese. They're great for casseroles, putting cheese in and on casseroles, and sometimes just to eat as a snack because the cheese is that good. It's nice, creamy. It's got a lot of flavor. It's a great cheese. So American cheese is the answer for that.
Mm, so good. And okay,
All right.
It-
My turn.
Eva,
No.
sorry, yeah, that's
This
your
is a
question,
question
Eva.
from Cape. Thanks, Cape, for your
Mhm.
question. How long were you actively talking in the Fingersoft server before you came a mod?
This is a good question. I'd like to know.
Yeah. I had initially joined the server when the actual Hill Climb Racing 2 servers in-game servers went down, It was on June 27th. I remember this day because that's the day that I joined the server. I went into the server. I was going to ask around and see if anybody else had any of the same issues with connecting to the in-game servers that I had. And lo and behold, nobody can get online. All the servers are down. And it was a couple weeks after that that I had started talking more actively in the server, and even more so talking actively in the server after I had put in my application for moderator when the applications were open at the beginning of the year. I really wanted to try to get familiar with the community and what I was getting into before I put in my application, and be more familiarized with the community and the regulars of the server after I had put in my application.
So you basically joined the server, applied for mod, and got it.
Yeah, I've been in the server for less than a year, and I'm already mod, which is a milestone.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I've
Cobra
been there
was shocked
for I
by
don't
it.
know how long, and I've applied twice.
You made it this time, though, dude. You made it this time.
I made
Proud
it.
of you.
I finally made it. But you're
I've-
stealing all my glory.
Yes, I
You
am.
always get there first.
I've talked with Cobra about it a few times as well. He was surprised that I was accepted to be moderator so early into me being a member of the server, especially considering Cobra's been in the server for, what, 4 years now? I think he joined sometime in 2020, and it was 2 years after that that he started talking more actively in the server.
I'm gonna have a look at exactly when I started.
Don't do it, Pete. You'll just sadden yourself.
I joined on 4th of June 2020.
Got it 5 years later.
5-year anniversary, buddy.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
All right, Pete, your question?
Yes, I have a question here from Darwin X Anime. What is your favorite public event, and what is your most hated public event?
My favorite public events are the break stuff public events, like, break boxes, or even like the Christmas one. The Christmas one in particular, where you're breaking Christmas presents. I really like
Hang on.
those ones.
The Christmas one with the trailer or without the trailer?
Without the trailer. This is the
Without
one
the
where
trailer.
you have the heavyweight equipped and you're breaking boxes as you drive along.
Yeah.
You're breaking
For a
Christmas
time-
presents.
Yeah.
For a time bonus.
hmm And my other favorite is the uphill zombie chase public events.
Oh, they're
Public
my
event during
favorite.
Halloween. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
As for my
And
least favorite,
Neon
it's going to
chase as
be
well.
yeah. That I don't like that one as much. The track doesn't repeat itself after a point like it does for the zombie chase ones during Halloween.
You get far enough for it to repeat itself?
Yeah, during the Halloween ones, yes. You can
Well
get
done.
far enough. Yeah, the same 200-meter track will play end after end every time you get to the safe house. And it's really easy to get first place in those ones because for some reason, everybody stops at 1,200 meters. Don't know why. Everybody stops at 1,200 meters, so multiple
They run out
people
of
can
fuel.
get first place. Not even that, because you get a new fuel tank after you get to the safe house, which is every 200 meters. So everybody just stops at 1,200 meters for whatever reason, except me, because I'm a tryhard and I want first place. So I'll take it past that. Go to 300. Go to 1,300 meters because I want first place. I deserve it.
Exactly. Yep. Cool.
My least favorite public events, though, it was received very negatively lately. The football public event where you have to hit it into the goal. Despise it. I don't like it. It's too RNG focused.
It sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the cart hauling PE, the one that Eva had mentioned about the Christmas presents. The cart
Yeah.
hauling one I don't like. Doesn't matter if
Yeah.
it's Christmas, doesn't matter if it's Space Buns. I don't like it because my items that I'm hauling in the cart keep falling through the floor every time I hit the ground. I don't know why. I keep losing my items. It's rough. So what goes from a possible like top 5 placement is now a top 20 placement because 2 of my presents fell through the bottom of my cart. Yeah.
Yeah. They need to put a strap over it or a tarp just to hold them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs a tie down net.
Yeah,
It needs a
tie
tie
down
down
net.
net and a tougher bottom.
Yeah, yeah, tie down
Mhm.
net. That'll do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Hmm.
agree. That is one of the worst ones.
Yep. JR, did you want to ask the next question?
Yes, this question is from RDD. Shout out to him. He would like to ask, do you think the scrapper could be enhanced to include excess garage decorative parts?
Scrapping garage decorations. I don't think the scrapper would be the right way to get rid of those. I think something more along the lines of a thrift store would be better. So thrift stores, they normally sell stuff for pretty cheap, and they need to get stuff
Mhm.
in for cheaper than what they sell
Well,
them
hang on.
at
So hang on.
to
You're
make
saying
margin off of it.
you could say we're having a garage sale.
Pretty
Yep.
much. You're having a garage sale, yeah.
I love that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. It's pretty cool.
Next, that
You're
should
very
replace the
proud of that
Miners
one, aren't you,
Delight
Eva?
weekend event.
I am extremely proud of that one.
You know what? I'll
Uh,
put in my garage sale the Moonlander.
uh,
You know, the garage sale thing sounds nice. It does sound
Yep.
nice, and I think
It
that
does.
should be a weekend event where you have the opportunity to sell your garage props for
Yep.
like 5 or 10% of what their purchasing value is.
Yeah,
So
yeah, good idea.
if you buy, let's say, 36 loudspeakers to fill your whole garage, that's going to cost 3.6 million coins. Each speaker costs about 100,000 coins. If you were to then sell that speaker, it would sell for between 5,000 to 10,000 and 10,000 coins, which, in all honesty, if you're getting it from a chest for free, that's just extra coins or gems under your belt if that garage
and
prop
then,
costs gems or coins to buy.
but there's also those random people that come in and go, "I'll give you $2."
Even though
But
it's put on there for 100.
I'll give you
You have a
$2.
hard bargain, I'm going to have to
I'll-
ask you to get out of the store.
Yeah, I'll give you $2. $2. I once advertised my Peugeot for sale, and this guy sent me a message. It was advertised for $8,000, $8,000, and this guy sent me a message, and the entire message was 2 letters. It was 4 and K. That was it, 4K, right? And I responded with him. I responded back to him and said, "Hey, dude, sorry, I don't do video." And he come back to me.
Dad joke.
I know, no. And he come back and said, "Oh, mate, sorry, I didn't need a video. I was saying I was offering you $4,000." And I said, "Yeah, I know, and that's why I made a joke of it. How about you go, yeah, somewhere else?"
He was highballing you with that offer too. He was going to tell you, it's actually worth it's actually worth
2K.
$2,000, but I'm giving you
$2K.
$4,000 because I
$4,000,
like you as a person.
Yeah, because you're such a nice guy. Yeah. So no, it was pretty funny. But yeah, anyway, we digress. So this is a question from Static. Thanks for the question, Static, and big shout out to you. What new feature would you like to see added to the game?
I've thought a lot about this question over past couple months. Not that this question was presented to me a couple months ago, but just thinking of a new game mode, because it's been a few years since we've had a new game mode, and I think a roguelike game mode would be really cool to see.
I reckon this like gambling type thing where you can put in a whole heap of gems.
No,
I don't like this game mode. I don't like the game mode you're talking about.
So just go a bit deeper into what you're wanting out of this game mode.
Okay, so roguelikes is a genre of game. It's more associated with like dungeon crawlers, but the premise of it is you start out with very few resources or no resources whatsoever, and as you progress through the game, you pick up more resources to help you make it further the next time you play the roguelike. In that sense, it's called a roguelite, because roguelikes, they're one life things. You play once and you keep playing until you die, and then you have to start over again. Roguelites let you bring items with you to the next run, or allow you to bring items back to your quote-unquote main world. What I want to see happen with this roguelike or roguelite game mode is it's procedurally generated tracks and challenges and bosses, like not custom tracks, but tracks that players are familiar with custom challenges associated with these tracks. It could pull challenges from daily tasks, or pull challenges from public events, or just different game modes, like a long jump in a track that wouldn't normally be long jump, or you have to do this certain number of flips within like a certain distance, or you have to stay at a certain speed for the entirety of a race. So it would be kind of like that. There's a lot to go into about it, and I won't talk about it too much because I've thought about it too much. But it would be really cool to see a roguelike game mode added to this game, just as another source of resources for you that isn't as monotonous as, say, oh, it's just another adventure chest, or oh, I got to do my double coin runs on Forest with Muscle Car again every day. It would be new challenges every time you go to play this game mode. It would be different, and I think it would help keep the game fresh.
Yeah. Fair enough. No, that sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting.
Yes.
So, Pete?
Yes. Question from Fiery. It's already got a tick on it.
I just did.
Shall I move to the next one?
No,
No,
it's yours.
I like his
Alrighty.
questions.
Okay, so there's 3 questions here. He says, "Hey Keif Cheif. Number 1, what's one thing you'd like to change in your life?"
Personally, I'd like to get back into exercising again. Before I got my job at the meat department, which is the job I used to have before the one I currently have, I used to work out daily, hour and a half to about 2 hours a day exercising, and I'd like to get back into that, but because of how much time work takes up and how long the commute home can be sometimes, like if I'm working up north in Encinitas, you guys don't know where these places are, but
No idea.
if I'm working up north, the traffic headed back down to my house is atrocious. It's upwards of 90 minutes to get home from those job sites, because that's rush hour. Everybody's trying to get home at that time. So I would like to get back into exercising again, but because of time constraints with work and travel time from work to home, it's just not as feasible.
And not to mention all the time you have to spend moderating. You can't moderate and work out at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said low riding. I don't know what I'm hearing. Moderating, yes. A lot of time spent moderating too.
Yes. All right. Second question. If you could live anywhere in the world, regardless of any factors, but you have to live there for at least 10 years, where would you live? It doesn't have to be in a house. Think of trees, caves, water space. Be specific about what country, region, if it is one.
I think treetop living in the Amazon rainforest would be really cool. Having a home set up, or multiple rooms set up on several trees with rope bridges connecting them, I think that would be a really cool way to live. Up in the trees.
Like Avatar style.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
Kinda
pretty
like
cool.
that.
Nice. And last question from Fiery. You get to meet 5 Hill Climb Racing 2 players. Who are you meeting and where?
First one, because I think out of all the moderators of the server, I think I'm more familiar with Cobra than the others, and I think I'd want to meet up with him at a heavy metal concert because I know he likes metal. I know the bands that he likes. He likes a lot of the same bands I do, and I think it would be really cool to meet up with him at a heavy metal concert. The next 3 that I would meet would actually be you 3. If you want me to come back onto the podcast again in the future, I'd be more than willing to fly out to Australia for a podcast in person, which would be really neat.
Well, we would need to film that, I reckon.
Yeah.
We would need to get a setup for that.
Yep.
We'll get Jackrabbit to come too.
Uh-huh.
I think that would be a fantastic idea.
Yeah. What studio would we use?
Give us
We'd
room.
work something out. We'd work something out.
The airplane waiting room. Or the airport waiting room, rather. And the 5th person I'd meet, David from Fingersoft. I'd probably meet up with David and just chat with him about the game and order poutine because I know he likes poutine.
We're still talking about food.
We are still talking about food. You're getting more hungry as the podcast goes.
Yeah, I am. No, very cool. Very cool. Well, look, you're welcome. You're welcome in Australia. We have, Pete and I, have a meetup with. We haven't had one in a while, but we have a meetup with Maury and
Teammates.
Goose and a few others. So it'll be great to have that with some overseas people as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Keif Cheif would get to Australia. Where would you take him?
Oh, the list is endless. There is so much to show you. It depends on how many hours, days, months you have here.
Well, on the road trip,
probably be 5 days max.
5 days
for like getting familiar with the area and then doing the podcast and then like a last day of hanging out and travel and then finally flying back home.
If you're coming into
Melbourne, you guys are just like a hop, skip, and a jump over the big pond of the Pacific Ocean. It's not that far.
Yeah, not far at all.
I can almost see you, Pete.
Driving around the countryside from Adelaide, I drove past a few pretty cool places. There was one that had a red lake that had red water. Pink Lake, yeah, sorry, pink.
Lake, yeah. I've got photos of that.
Seen pictures of those on Google. That looks pretty.
Yeah.
There was a giant koala about 3 stories tall.
Yeah, you can miss that. Trust me.
I thought it was pretty cool. But in the middle of nowhere, you wouldn't drive there just to go see it.
No.
Driving past, like, oh, that's cool. And lots of kangaroos on the side of the road. I know everybody loves to see kangaroos.
I would like to see kangaroos, koalas, and go fruit picking.
Oh, yeah.
When I get there, let's do that. Fruit picking.
All right. Sounds good.
Yep.
Sounds good.
I'm down for that.
Hey.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So,
is it my question?
Yeah, it's your question.
It is.
Yeah, so these are questions from OzNCJ. Thank you for this. He would like to know how have you got any world records? You have any world records in time attack or adventure?
I don't right now. I'm not going to say, well, I already said it. I don't right now, and I don't plan to have any like top of the leaderboard first place records, but I do want to try to see how far I can take glider through the city track without using the kangaroo setup, without using without using landing boost.
That'd be interesting.
I do want to see how far I can take glider in that track. Right now, I'm sitting at around 27,000 meters. It's the fuel in the bottom of the water pit before 27,000 meters.
Hang on a second. 27,000 meters.
Yes.
Yeah.
In city.
In the city. Yeah. Okay. I haven't hit any car has hit 10 yet.
Me either.
Yep. No.
Apparently, city
I
is
think
really
you can
easy
still
once
find
you
me
get
on
the hang of it.
leaderboards for that track. I think I'm still top 300 in the world for worldwide leaderboards for city.
Wow.
But that's one that I want to try to get, at least like
Yep.
the non-Kango world record for city.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know when you're able to achieve it. His next question is, what is your favorite vehicle in game and in real life?
My favorite vehicle in the game in Hill Climb Racing 2 is the racing truck. Its masteries really showed me how good of a vehicle it can be. It's got great top speed. It's got a massive fuel tank. It can use wheelie boost to great effect. It's great in uphill events. It's great in wheelie events. It's great in long jump. It has great grip. Massive fuel tank again. It's a really good all-around vehicle that excels in a lot of areas. And
What
as
about
for real life, it's going to be my pickup truck, my Chevy S10, my year 2000 Chevy S10. It's a mini truck. It's one of those smaller trucks.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Which you say smaller trucks, but for us it's a bigger truck.
Mhm.
The trucks in the U.S. have gotten substantially larger over the years, but the
Yeah,
mini
they have.
trucks have stayed small. And any of them made before like 2005 have stayed small. And they're nice. They're nice little trucks. They're reliable. They're not fast, but they don't need to be. They don't need to be fast. They need to be reliable, which is what they are. They're very reliable small trucks.
Yeah. No. Very cool.
Mhm.
Very cool.
His next question is, have you got every mastery?
I do not have every mastery, but I do have 3 mastery vehicles maxed out. That's going to be racing truck. It's my favorite. Motocross, because of the utility that the vehicle has and how good it is in long jump and multi jump events, as well as CCEV, just from having used it in cups for FCU weekend chest farming. In total, I've spent about 26 million coins on masteries, though.
Do you pick which vehicle you would like to have masteries with?
Which vehicle I'd like to have masteries next?
Yeah, your full mastery. Yeah.
Either rally car or raider. Both of them have their flaws that I think can be mitigated pretty well with masteries. Rally car needs better grip, obvious. Needs better fuel, and I guess just overdrive. Rally car, just general overall buffs for the vehicle, and same for Raider. More grip, a better boost because its boost meter charge is a bit slow. I'd like it to be a bit more faster, a bit more fast, like how fast Rally's boost meter charges. And it already has great fuel with, I think it's 45 seconds, but just a top speed buff. Top speed, grip, and acceleration, or in this case, faster boost charge. So it can get up to that top speed a lot faster.
I can't wait for the release of the mastery for the rally car. It used to be my favorite go-to vehicle.
Yeah. I'm hoping that its masteries bring it a bit more into the foreground of being a still reliable and safe, but vehicle that can compete with muscle car, which is rally car but better.
The question is, when are they going to release it for mastery? Is it one of the last vehicles, do you think?
It's going to have to be one of the last of the batch of the vehicles that aren't new. And when I say new, I mean Raider, Glider, and Bolt. All that's left is what's left. superbike, buggy, rally car, and tank. Those are the only 4 that are left aside from the new vehicles that were added, which they might be getting masteries before tank, in all honesty. One of them might be getting masteries before tank.
Yeah. And this last question, do you think FS should have nerfed the Moonlander Eco Thrust?
I don't agree with the nerf of Moonlander Eco Thrust, especially since motocross can have its air jumps with the first mastery, which was an unintended feature.
Yeah.
I do think that Eco Thrust should have stayed, and I think a good way to play off why it happens is the vehicle's engine itself turns off, but the thrusters can stay active, which decreases its fuel consumption by a lot. I think it almost doubles the vehicle's fuel tank, or it almost cuts in half the vehicle's fuel consumption when it did have the really good Eco Thrust. It went from 50-second fuel tank to lasting 90 seconds, which is fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I think that would have been a great way to play off why it happens as an unintended feature turned intended feature, as a way to explain why its fuel consumption goes down by so much.
I was hoping that that nerfing was going to be undone, because it made the Moonlander just a whole lot more fun to play with on tracks that it wasn't really good at. Yeah.
Oh, who was it? I think it was Dabel and Zorro. Didn't they get 44,000 meters in city using the buffed Eco Thrust on Moonlander?
Possibly. Let me have a look. I'm currently looking at the city.
I could have sworn that was their leaderboard
297th, by the way.
I'm still top 300. Let's go.
Yep.
I think it's around 44,000 meters the both of them got.
Yeah, they got 44,137 each. They both did. Yep. So Dabel is 8th, Zorro is 9th.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think nerfing the Moonlander Eco Thrusts would have done anything detrimental to the vehicle. If anything, well, yeah, it wouldn't have been detrimental to the vehicle to keep the Eco Thrust good. And if anything, if it's too much of an overwhelming presence in, say, long jump, which it was when the good Moonlander Eco Thrust, I guess, balance patch or balance update crossed over with a long jump public event. So many players were taking advantage of the good Eco Thrust and going 1,500 meters, 1,600 meters, 1,700 meters compared to hoverbike or bus, which can barely make it past 500 or 600. Moonlander was just such an overwhelming presence in that public event, and that would be the only place that I think the Moonlander Eco Thrust, the good Moonlander Eco Thrust, shouldn't be allowed.
There's a simple way to fix that. If you start one of those events, you start with half a fuel tank.
That could be good too. Moonlander wouldn't be able to get further than 800 or 900 meters if it's a moon long jump, which is what that one was.
Or you do the other thing where you have a time limit. You have a time limit.
Shorter time limit?
Yeah, shorter time limit for that team event, you see. So you go, okay, you're doing you're doing this team event, and you've got you can use the you can use the Moonlander, but there is a time limit for that team event. As in,
like a 30-second time limit?
30-second time limit, or 12-second time limit, or 15-second time limit. So it's as far as you can get with the gas that you've got, or as far as you can in this time. Because you know how there was a time when breaking the roof off the bus was kind of like, oh my God, you had to break the roof off the bus to go far. But that took time, right? So
And that used
the
up
time
fuel
limit,
too.
and it used up fuel. So it's a way of being able to basically limit how far you could go by doing one or the other.
I gotcha.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right. So is it my question? It is my question.
Yes.
It is. Okay. This is from Rolex. Thanks for the question, Rolex. He's asked the question: do you disagree with modernism? No, that's a bit left field. But yeah,
Google that one. I didn't know what modernism was, so I'm going off of my understanding of it is based off of like Google AI Gemini.
Yep.
From my understanding, it's the step away from what we're used to and venturing into new fields, say advancements in technology. I mean, if we didn't have advancements in technology, and if we didn't have, in this sense, modernism as advancements in technology, we wouldn't have a podcast right now. That wouldn't exist. We wouldn't have phones, wouldn't have airplanes, wouldn't have lights, working lights, wouldn't have a lot of things. As for the ideas behind modernism, I don't really know. I think it would be good to continue making progress. Progress is a good thing, right? Learning new things is a good thing, and learning to not make the same mistakes twice that you've made before is also a good thing.
Yeah.
It's important to look back at our history, and if we're going to keep moving forward as a society, it's getting philosophical. If we continue to keep moving forward as a society, it's to not make the same mistakes twice.
Yeah. Fair enough. He's also
I hope
asked.
I answered that question correctly.
No, I think you did. He's also asked, do you feel sorry for those HCR2 players who lost so many accounts because of their mistakes and then regret their decisions?
I myself haven't necessarily lost any progress in Hill Climb Racing 2. I've more so lost progress in other games, like needing to go up a generation in like Xbox consoles and having to download Minecraft again, and I don't have any of my old worlds anymore, so I got to make new ones. I know what it's like to lose progress. It sucks, but you learn from those mistakes. You learn to take screenshots and have proof of ownership of your account and be able to back up your claims that you did not break the rules. If you got banned, you didn't break the rules, which ended in a ban, or you back up your account and prove ownership of your account so the support team can help you recover it. Documentation is very important. I'm learning that as I get older.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, and then the last one, it says this is very.
It's a very bizarre number.
It's a very bizarre number.
I looked it up. I think it's the number of seconds
in
a day.
A day. Yeah, I think so.
I think it's that one.
It says, imagine you get 86,400 USD at the beginning of the day. At the end of the day, the money left will be taken and your balance will be zero. How would you use this money?
Same way I would use the money that I have right now. Fill up my gas tank. It would be too much money for me to use on myself every day. I wouldn't know what to do with $86,000 every day. I barely spend $5 a day as is, so most of it would probably be given away. But that would only be after I buy some meat and some charcoal so I can smoke some meat first.
Don't forget to buy a freezer. Because you have a lot of meat.
Yeah. Hey, deep freezers. My aunt and uncle have a deep freezer. They've got it chucked full of meat. Everything you can think of. They got all sorts of organ meats in there too. Hearts, liver, kidneys. I think they have some sheep brain in there too, not for themselves but for their chickens, because they raise chickens, and chickens are omnivorous, so it's good nutrition for the chickens.
Nice.
Nice, very nice. So,
My turn, is it?
Pete, you're up. Yeah.
Yeah. This question is from Go Santa. He wants to know, who is the best HDR2 player starting with the letter G?
This one feels like a bit of a not quite a trap question, but it's asking for an answer that's directed towards him being the best player, because I don't know any other players whose names start with the letter G, so I have to go with Go Santa.
I think that's what he was aiming for. Well done.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
That's
Big shout
answer,
out. Big shout out to Go Santa as well.
I like that guy. He's cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's got good art.
Yes,
He's really
and
good at his art.
we need to get the ducking bus on the game.
It's good. It's good art. It is. I do like
Yes,
it.
it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. My turn to ask.
Yes.
Question from WizKid HCR2. Who do you think is the best mod in the HR2 server?
I'll be prideful and boastful and say
Pretty
that
obvious.
I'm the
He's
best
right
moderator
here.
of the server. But if I don't consider myself in this, I would say Cobra, because of when I've talked to him, he's nice to talk to. I can relate to him on a lot of points. He's a very consistent moderator. He's a good moderator. And whenever I'm around, most of the time he is there too. And even when I'm not around, sometimes he still hangs around in the server and moderates. So he's a very consistent moderator, and I like him for that.
Mhm. I am just curious. Have you ever banned anyone in the server?
Oh, many people.
Oh, many people. Oh gosh. Have you unbanned any of them?
They were all naughty. They all deserved it. But
I've
if you want to be,
unbanned.
unbanned,
has banned more
please
people?
like and subscribe, and we'll think about it.
Just
Who has banned
sticking
more
in.
people since you started? You or AYM?
I think AIM. I think AIM has banned more people. He's a strict son of a gun, I tell you what.
He is. He doesn't take any
But
crap.
yeah, but he's good at what he does. I assume that he's been a moderator for a long time, because I read back in chats and I saw that he was in the server like long time ago, and at some point he had left because his most recent join back date I think is 2022 or 2023, but there's messages in the server from him before then. So I think he used to be a moderator before that time.
Do you remember what is the worst reason why you banned a member of the server?
Oh. That's a tough one. Stuff that I don't necessarily want to bring up in a podcast setting. But there have been some bad ones. A lot of self-report hackers in game. People just being generally rude, and then a lot of bot accounts or compromised Discord accounts. You don't see a lot of like at everyone's or everyone pings in the channels, because those are disabled. But there's accounts that become compromised that are already members of the server, and they will do an at everyone ping, and then like $50 Steam gift card. I'm sure the listeners have seen it in other servers that they've been in, but it's those compromised accounts. We see a lot of those.
It's my turn again. Okay, so this is another question from Cap A, and he's given us a whole heap of questions. You've answered about your favourite vehicle. If you change one thing in the game, what do you play? You've already asked. So here's a question, a big question. If you could make a big merge happen, 3+ teams, which teams would you put together, and why?
I want to see North, Discord, and Empire merge together, because I want to see Vortex get second place in the CC division. They're too much of an overwhelming force right now, and I think they need to be knocked down a couple notches. So
Yep.
I think a North Discord and Empire merge would make that happen.
Yep. But when you get to that sort of merge structure, you're then going to have this huge
Complicated.
Yeah. Who goes where? And oh my god.
Right.
Oh, not fun. Not fun.
Yeah. I think I've even seen Vortex beat North and still get a 3K win out of it, which is mind-boggling. These players are pretty much top of the top.
Yeah. And that's
But
the thing. Like, you see their listings. You know, the top 10 or top 20 scores in the team, and it's, you know, they're all a couple of 100 points apart. You just think, wow, you know, they're all
And I'm
elite.
I'm sitting in my D2 team. I'm at the top of my leaderboard because all my teammates are sandbagging because we don't want to go up to Division 1. And I'm sitting there with my 33,000 points in first place on the team leaderboard, and I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm doing good for myself. I'm proud of myself.
33,000 is a good score.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Current.
not using Kanga for T4 though. I'm not using Kanga for T4.
Interesting. Not using Kanga for T4. Okay.
I don't like Kangaroo. First of all, I'm bad at it. Second of all, I don't like it.
Fair enough.
You're young. You should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that how it works?
I'll leave
people are
being
good at Kanga.
good. I'll leave being good at Kangaroo to Vulcan and Mono and Zoro, who are all probably younger than me.
Yeah, fair call.
Fair enough.
Fair call. Well, I've only just slowly gotten better at Kangaroo, to be honest. It's taken a while, but it's still not amazing. Yeah, definitely still not amazing.
It's one of those things that you sort of have to learn it to be any good at the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to be competitive, you have to learn it.
180,000 meters in desert without it. I think that's top of the leaderboard with Glider right now in desert. It's about 180,000 meters.
And about 10 hours worth of play.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
If Glider gets good masteries, I have the feeling it's going to break 200,000, if not 300,000 meters, if the game can even handle going that distance.
I reckon that would break the wing off before that time.
Unless it gets Titan wings.
Yeah.
I've seen suggestions for Titan wings for Glider.
That would be interesting.
It would be.
Okay. So, Pete, you're up.
My question.
Yeah.
Question from Russ. O King Balls.
We're going to censor that name in the final production of the podcast.
No, we don't.
King.
It's Faux King, as in the stuff you drink and eat with tripe in it and stuff like that.
And he just likes
That's
playing
good food,
ball
though.
sports. Yeah. So he's got 5 questions here. The first one. Will you play HCR3, or does it look like some kids game called Lego Brawl Stars Mario Kart Hill Climb?
I know that's a personal jab at Hill Climb Racing 3. Personally, I won't see myself playing it. I've already invested enough time into Hill Climb Racing 2 that I won't want to abandon what my progress so far to go play a new game or dedicate to playing a new game. I think I'd just stick with Hill Climb Racing 2. It's a mainstay. I'll say that. It's going to be a mainstay for a lot of players because Hill Climb Racing 3 is trying to reach out to a different audience, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just reading ahead for the second question.
What
is your favorite strain?
So
and
initially with this
question,
question,
he goes, I misread his name, so no need to ask this question except for a laugh. So yeah, what is your favorite strain?
My initial thought about this was I thought he was asking about like muscle strains. Like, I don't have a favorite muscle strain. Muscle strains don't feel good. And then he said, oh, I was talking about in reference to your name, which is Keif, which is like ground up marijuana. And I'm surprised it didn't click with me earlier than that. But said it be said. In any case, I don't partake.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
No.
But the name that username originated in middle school as a nickname from my friends that carried on through to high school to the point where everybody was just calling me Keif Cheif. Nobody was really using my name except the teachers because, they're teachers, they got to be professional. Most of them. The history teacher was not professional. He was awesome though. But everybody just called me Keif Cheif. That was just what everybody called me, and it worked. And I thought, I'm gonna apply that to my online profiles, and people just call me Keif, which is also what people call me in real life as a nickname. So it all works fine.
Yeah, awesome. Third question. Are you married and do you have kids? If so, how many?
I do not have kids, and I am not married. But if I don't have kids, I'm fine with being the cool uncle that has the best cooking skills in the extended family.
Absolutely. That's a good uncle to be.
Definitely.
Where do you live? We've already asked that one. Where are your top 3 bucket list travel destinations?
I want to go to Ireland because Ireland just seems like a really cool country to visit. I want to go to South Korea to see South Korea because from what I've heard, it's a beautiful city and it's a good tourist destination, just like Japan is a good tourist destination. And third would be Australia it's Australia. It's again, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump over the Great Pacific Lake. And it would be a good opportunity to be there in person for another podcast if it comes to that.
You could basically swim there.
Right?
Not far at all. Yeah, right. Yeah. Good questions. Thank you, Russ.
Yes.
Jack Rabbit, would you like to start the quiz? Unless somebody else has some other questions.
I do have
two
questions.
About that.
I do have 2 more questions before we jump on the quiz. I would like to ask, do you have any questions for us? And my second question is, which HCR2 player or players would you like to be a guest on the podcast?
So at this point in time, I don't have any. Well, I guess I will ask. Would you want me back as a guest on the podcast again sometime in the future? Not near future, but just sometime in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, we'll have you on.
definitely.
You know what would be really cool? To have another moderator or pit crew chat. To get all the pit crews together and have one big episode. That was a lot of fun last time.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot of fun with when we did the mastery stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a really cool episode. So yes, we definitely do one of those again.
we can organize that.
As for who I'd want to have on the podcast next, I would want Cobra on the podcast. He was gonna join. We were talking about him joining with me for this episode. For the listeners, he was gonna join me for this episode, but he decided against it. So I think getting him on here for his own episode would be really neat.
Well,
there's a bus on the way. I reckon you should throw him under it.
Throw him under it. And the other thing is, if he is on the podcast and you happen to be, wandering through Discord and you find us online and you jumped into the podcast while he was on, we can't stop you.
I can crash. I've just been given permission to crash the podcast.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But it's happened in the past. Yeah, you're welcome back anytime. Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Happened several times.
So, yes. Okay. So, JR?
Yes, this is the part of the podcast where we have the quiz about the Never Have I Ever Hill Climb Racing 2 edition. So, are you ready?
I'm ready, steady.
1 point for each. Answer that you have never done before. Have you ever run a team event ticket on a live stream on Discord?
I'm not.
You should try.
Really? That is surprising.
Let's do that
For a team
sometime in
event
the.
ticket or a public event ticket? Because I know people like in Europass streams, they like to lobby together and play in the same lobby.
Yeah. So the team event
Team
tickets.
event. Team event ticket.
Yeah.
No, I can't say I've ever done that before.
Oh wow. Okay.
So next question. Have you ever made a custom track?
I have. I think, well, multiple, but not published in the sense that it was a track that was designed to be played. It was just a track that, I was just testing stuff on. I wanted to see how game physics worked. I wanted to see how vehicles interacted with certain terrains and whatnot, and see how fast I could get a vehicle to go. Just the little play around stuff, not really design a custom track to be legitimately played.
Yeah.
And that leads to the next question. That if your custom tracks have ever been published or featured. So that's a no. Next question is, have you ever spent gems to get the XP multiplier in the shop?
I think I have once. It was when I was farming XP for chopper masteries, just the first chopper mastery. I think I did it then, and it was just the 4,000 XP for 100 gems. I've only done it once, and I will not do it again because I would rather spend my gems on faster chest unlock weekend.
Mm,
Yep. Cool.
very cool.
Cool.
Next
Okay.
question, have you spent 4,000 gems and purchased the legendary chest for XP?
No, I don't get scammed. If that's your question, no, I don't get scammed. I'll watch Verishak spend 20,000, 40,000 gems on that, but you won't catch me doing that ever.
I'm curious how much gems you have at the moment.
Because FCU weekend just ended on Sunday 2 p.m. PST, which is my time. I'm sitting at below 700 right now, but I burned through about 5,500 gems during FCU.
Oh, 5,000. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Opened 7 champion chests. Opened 7 champion chests. A good haul.
Mhm.
It was a good haul. 15
Yeah,
legendaries
yeah,
total from all my chests.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, next question. Have you ever spent real money in the game?
Never. No. I
Never.
don't spend money on any mobile games, and I don't really spend money on games other than the game itself, unless it's like downloadable content that adds more playability and replayability to the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm
And
100% free to play.
yeah, yeah. Next question is, have you ever completed the masteries for all current vehicles with mastery?
I'm not. I have fully completed 3 masteries, being racing truck, CCEV, and motocross. All the other ones either don't have a mastery completed or have 1 or 2 masteries finished.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever thought of giving up playing the game?
I think we've all thought about that at some point, but ultimately, I don't think that I want to yet. I don't think that I want to yet.
Have you ever used a prefix in your name to announce what team you're in?
Yes. For both teams that I've been part of, I have abbreviated SW for Screen Warriors and MU for Misfits Uprising, but not anymore. Now it's just Keif Cheif.
Yeah, yeah.
So hang on. So you're saying it was for Misfits what?
Misfits Uprising.
Just stirring.
All one word. Either.
I've written
All
it
one
down.
word.
I've written it down now. I can't forget it. Sorry, just making sure everybody's listening in.
Yeah, yeah. Next question. Have you ever created content for a YouTube channel?
Long time ago, 5,
Ooh.
6 years ago, something. It was for a game called Stardew Valley. It's a farming simulator game that used to only be available through Steam, which is like an app store for the computer. It's an app store that you can download for the computer. but now it's been ported to mobile devices, and it's also been ported to consoles. And I think even the Nintendo Switch has Stardew Valley on it. But I did used to make videos about a game called Stardew Valley. They were unedited videos of just daily happenings of me playing Stardew Valley every day.
Hang on a sec. This is a technical question. Does that have to be for Hill Climb only, or is it any game?
No, it doesn't specify. So I was thinking the same thing. But I've said 0. So I've counted it as a.
Because it is a HCR2 quiz.
podcast.
Yeah.
In that case, no, I've never uploaded content for Hill Climb Racing 2.
That's a
But just as a general question, yes, I've uploaded content to YouTube before.
I'll leave that up to Eva.
No, I've said that as a 0.
Okay, next question. Have you ever met another HCR2 teammate or player in real life?
No, I haven't met one of my teammates in real life, and I don't think I've met another person who plays Hill Climb Racing 2 before. Despite it being such a big game, like people know of the game. They're more familiar with the first one than they are the second installment. But as for Hill Climb Racing 2, no.
You haven't tried to convince your coworkers to try it?
They're old and boring. I don't think they'd like this game.
I'm old and boring.
You guys are old, but you're exciting. They're old, but they're boring.
Oh gosh.
Pete, if you're old, then I'm archaic.
Well, my son constantly reminds me that I was born in the 1900s, so I'm old.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Oh gosh. And the last question: have you ever done a face reveal on any Discord server?
From ours.
On any Discord server?
Yeah,
Yes, I have. Yeah, not including you guys. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
It was to show that I got my all of my hair buzzed off almost 2 years ago. I showed it the day before I got my haircut, and then the day after, and the day of, right after I got my haircut. I had beautiful 2-foot long hair, buzzed it all off, donated it, and I've just been letting it grow out since then.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, almost 2 years now without a haircut.
Oh.
And
It
it's
looks very
pretty
healthy.
long. Yeah, I'm sure you guys saw from the picture.
Yeah. I haven't had a haircut in almost 20 years. I've been shaving.
It must be long now then.
Oh yeah.
Right. I can step on it already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even before
it's
you tell us. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's a good save on money to have short hair, or just to do it yourself if you're not going for any particular hairstyle.
Yeah.
Save on shampoo, save on conditioner, save on a $40 haircut and the whole beard trim treatment and whatnot. It's a good save on money.
Well, it's funny you say that about shampoo and conditioner, because my sister was coming over. She was coming over from Adelaide for a night, and I said to her, on the phone, I'm like, "Hey, you're coming over? Yeah. Stay here. Yeah. Are you going to wash your hair, in the shower?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, bring shampoo, conditioner, and a hairdryer." And she rumbles. Yeah. Okay, whatever. She hangs up. She then turns to her husband and says, "My brother is a bloody cheapskate. He's asked me to bring my own shampoo, conditioner, and hairdryer."
He doesn't have the hair necessary for shampoo, conditioner, and a hairdryer.
And he turns around and says, "That's because he's got no freaking hair, you idiot." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, okay." So yeah, very funny, very funny.
I will remember that when I visit your place, Eva.
Yeah, you have to BYO shampoo and conditioner. Yep. Okay, so you have scored, of 12 questions where you could have said never, you scored 6, so that's right in the middle. So unfortunately or fortunately, you haven't won or lost anything. And if you had won, you wouldn't win anything. Yeah, if you had won something, there is no prize for winning. So realistically, you've got just the same as everybody else, which is absolutely nothing. We hope you've enjoyed.
The reward is being on the podcast.
Yeah. We just see it as a
Mhm.
little bit of a laugh. So look, we really appreciate you coming on the podcast and having a bit of fun with us, and sharing a bit of your journey in the HCR world and in the community. So it's been great to have you as a moderator. Even though you've
been great to be a moderator, and it's been great to be a guest of the podcast. You guys, fantastic. You run a very nice podcast. It's very homey, I guess.
Yep.
You have a lot of different guests on, a lot of different guest speakers. You've had employees of Fingersoft on the podcast before to get to be the first ones to know what's coming up in the game before anybody else. With your secret scoops.
Yes,
the double scoops and sprinkles.
And sprinkles. You are not privy to this, and not many people are. And now it's going to be public because I'm saying it. But Sulla was the first time she was on the podcast. We were all, questioning, and she was about to say something, and she got, hey, you can't say that. And we're all
management's
like,
staring over her shoulder.
Yeah,
and
we're all like,
can't say that either.
Sulla, what are you doing later? Can we have a chat? Off the record, of course. Off the record, of course. So it was just one of those. It was just awesome to have them on, and it's really funny how some of the smallest things can make some of the biggest differences. So. Thanks again for coming on. So this is the sad end of the podcast because we're about to say goodbye. But I do want to say
be back sometime.
Yeah,
I'll always be back.
So I wanted
Can't
to say
get rid of me.
Yes. So I wanted to say thank you for coming on, spending some time with us, which is fantastic. And I also wanted to say, it's great to have some really cool people in the podcast as well. So, yeah. Now, JR, Pete, did you want to say a couple of last things?
First of all, it's been great getting to know you as a moderator and as a person on the Fingersoft server and sharing music tastes and recipes and all that sort of stuff. So that's been really good. Thank you very much for joining us on the podcast and chatting with us for an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever it was. It was great.
Oh, it's been well over 2 hours now. I've taken up a lot of your guys' time.
Yeah.
Time has just flown by, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I bet Eva's not even hungry anymore. He's forgotten all about that.
No, he's thinking about lunch now. He's forgotten about breakfast.
Like a lunch. I'm ready to see if there's a cow across the road. I'll slaughter and just eat it.
My ribs just came off the grill too. I'll send some over.
My God.
I'll take some pictures and I'll send some over.
Excellent.
Yes.
And I may delete you from the server.
for taunting you with such wonderful looking ribs.
Yes, something like that. No, very cool indeed.
Okay,
so,
awesome. How about
JR?
you, Jack Rabbit?
Thank you so much for your time and for accepting our invitation to be here on the podcast. It was so nice to hear about your journey and all your moderator stories. Is there anyone you would like to give a shout out to anyone out there?
In the server, I guess in the server, I'd say all the mods. They all put in a lot of work. They're all really good at what they do. I'm very happy to be given the opportunity to talk with them, get to know them, and a big shout out to David and Stala for being great community managers and being transparent with us moderators and the community. And, well, I guess shout out to the developers of the game for making a game that I like.
Yeah,
my gaming demographic is very small. Of the games that I have probably 20 games at that, and I play 3 or 4 of them at most. So my game demographic is incredibly small. And to be one of the games that I play, it has to be a good one, and this is a good one. I like what they've done with the game. I don't know about the direction that they're going to take the game with this recent gacha gambling Miner's Delight event. I really hope they don't continue down that path, because I really do like this game and I want to stay liking this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
Very cool.
I have a quick shout out. Today is June 15 on this side of the world. Happy birthday to Mahi. She's a
Happy
picture,
birthday,
right?
Mahi.
Happy birthday to her. And happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Absolutely. These ribs that I made were for my father. I have one rack seasoned up different for him because he likes to smother
Yeah?
his in too sweet of barbecue sauce.
Happy Father's Day to your dad.
Wow, these look good. I'm gonna start drooling over this meat. I gotta hang up, or you're gonna
All
hear
good.
me drooling.
All good. All good. No, very cool. Very cool. All right. So, just before we go, if you have been listening for this long and you have enjoyed what you've heard, please like and subscribe to our podcast. We'd really appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions for Keif or any of us, please, by all means, leave a comment. We'll come back to you one way or the other. And look forward to getting to the next podcast very soon. Have a lovely time, and we will catch you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.